All right, everybody, welcome back to another RPG 830 RPG video. I'm Lex, and I am finally going to do episode one for the Seagal's Quest storyline RPG. Now, I've been super busy lately, and I just want to take a break away from life and just do this. And Seagal is a great place to start. So let's go ahead and start episode one. We already have a character sheet before. I don't remember much of my last video from episode zero where we were creating the world of Seagal, if we even did, but the character sheet, we will use Karen. So we have the strength, dexterity, and will scores all the way up at 99 because he is the greatest of the greatest. His name is Lawman. He has no currency yet. So he's probably infinitely richer than Musk, Jeff Bezos combined. Um, he has an armor of 99 because he's wearing his several layers of clothing. His HP is infinite. He's immortal. Notes are, let's see, his description: tall, black, fuzzy, short hair, perfect shape, of course. Seagal is in perfect shape, and he will pay you to say that. He speaks clearly. It's really easy to understand. There is never moments you have to ask him again what he said. He was born in China. That's a irrefutable fact. He's a retired FBI Special Forces Navy SEALs operative. His wife was abducted by ninjas. That's a different movie. Eventually, he will avenge his partner's death. So that's on his mind, but it's not exactly a priority, let's just say. And he has a code of honor. Weapons include, inventory includes the sword, which causes D6 damage, ninja stars, which is infinite, D4, it's infinite meaning is infinite amount of ninja stars, handgun with infinite ammo, 2D4 plus 2 damage. He has sunglasses that gives him the ability to seduce women younger than 26, several layers of clothing, which gives him the armor score of 99. He has an optional Tai Chi outfit, which only has 98. So I think he's going to prefer to keep the specials, several layers of clothing on. Shotgun and D8 damage. He drives a over compensated Hummer H2 and a Special Forces ID. And we kept the slot open for the actual campaign. I've created a custom GPT Seagal's RPG Oracles. This will allow us to um, create outcomes, possibilities to roll to advance the story with Seagal movies in mind. I have the dice roller ready. We got the virtual die, and I'd say we are ready to begin. So let's go ahead and let's think of a starting situation. We could refer to the Oracle for this one if we wish. There is a bunch of, obviously for Seagal, there's a bunch of possibilities. There's a couple of them actually, at least. But let's go ahead and click. All these choices were branded for basic RPG D&D games, but I thought it was funny to keep them in. So let's do starting locations. Let's see what happens. So this will be the starting location for Seagal's quest. All right, we have this a six. Oh yeah, it only does D6 choices. So we'll do our D6, and we're gonna throw. This will decide our fate. Abandoned warehouse. That is perfect. All right, so let's type in what we did, and we're gonna get a picture of our location and a brief summary of what is transpiring. So Seagal is currently standing at a um, the setting is Seagal is standing in an abandoned warehouse. We can also get the conditions of the weather, of the let's see, you know what, let me write this stuff down. You guys don't have to worry about this, but I'm going to track this information. Let me get my writing tools here. We have pen and a paper. So that is the image of Seagal's current location. It's just cliche enough. He's standing in front of a very bright light, because again, it is Seagal. He emits a very bright light uh, in his light. And then next, we're going to decide the the wear. So we have his average layers of clothing, but I want to get a visual of what it looks like. That's not exactly what he looks like now. That's just the image's first assumption of what he is. So let me write down what we got here. So this is Seagal's quest, and we're going to note that he is an abandoned warehouse. Of course. Why wouldn't he be? Abandoned warehouse. And then we're going to ask, let's see, layers of clothing. Seagal's choice. Okay, it says Seagal stands in the heart of danger, poised and ready to abandon the warehouse. The setting is ripening. Clandestine confrontations, which is the shadows. Okay, so the explanations are always going to be very vague. It kind of leaves it up for interpretation. Seagal's choice of wear. Now let's do clothing. Let's do several layers. Let's do. Let's see. Let's see what he's going to specifically wear. Because he can wear anything. He can wear camo, several layers of camo, black leather jacket over tactical vest, camouflage pants with multiple belts, trench coat, hoodie, bandana. Okay, these are all the very usual wears. So we're going to roll to see what he is stuck with for the starting scene. Slit, silk, camito, wooden sandals. Okay, that is a very interesting choice for Seagal in an abandoned warehouse. So he is wearing, let's write down, he is wearing um a silk Camino, sounds like a car. Camino wooden sandals. All right. I'll probably have to write that down. I can just update this character sheet, which I will do now. We're going to change, we're going to copy this description right here and change it to, there he is. We're going to change it to the several layers of clothing, which this essentially is in a way. There we go. Silk, Seagal, wooden sandals embodies the calm before the storm, merging tradition. Okay, so he's walking through a warehouse wearing this. I'd say that's a very interesting comment. He most likely came straight here after his martial arts course class that he teaches his 20-something college girls. Now let's see what is the situation that has him at the abandoned warehouse. Let's see why he is there. Okay, secret flight club, illegal experiment, movie shoot gone wrong. All right. If we do number six, we'll have to do a lot more RPG rolling dice probability rolls. Two, he has interrupted a arms deal. Okay, so he is there. So let's say Seagal is there to interrupt. Let's type in two to see what it looks like. Seagal is there. Seagal is on a mission, not just from God, but on a mission to, let's see, interrupt an arms deal, illegal arms deal. So, but he has to have a reason being there. However, most Seagal, okay, so this is what's happening. He's surrounded by a bunch of armed men in heavy armor. One's even casually chilling there who also looks like him. So it's a parallel dimension. There's a clone of Seagal right there. Okay, so we have um or it could just be I don't it does kind of look like Seagal. I don't know. I'm having second thoughts about that. So Seagal's in the middle here. Of course, we have the light on him. There's all these weapons here, these illegal trafficked weapons, and all these uh armored, tactical, highly trained special forces hitmen are surrounding Seagal. So let's say that Seagal he is surrounded by enemies. All these guys are heavily armed. They're very generic, just wearing all black. They're all highly trained assassins. Let's just say that highly trained assassins. Trained assassins. And Seagal is he. We do have. Let's equip our shotgun. So Seagal has a shotgun equipped, and he's just thinking to himself, what should he have for dinner? Now, while he's thinking about dinner, the guards are going to yell at him. Let's see, not the guards. The What do the assassins surrounding Seagal yell at him? There we go. So it's a little hard to type at an incline because I have my notes in front of me. All right, so the assassins are going to yell all these typical cliche possibilities. Maybe they yell all of these, but let's go. Let's stick to formula and roll the d6. Three. This is your last stand. Okay, so and let's see what the guy looks like who's yelling that. Three. Okay, the guards. I keep saying guards. The hitman yells at Seagal. This is your last stand, my friend. Yells at Seagal. This is this is your last stand. So last stand sounds like one of Seagal's movie titles, of course. All right, so now I have my ignore the weapon of the sword. Okay, so these are all the guys here who are aiming, and one of them shouts, "This is your last stand." And Seagal now has his shotgun at the ready, but let's throw a plot twist in here. So Seagal plot twist related to prior choice. Let's see what happens. With Seagal, we're going to throw a little wrench into the plans here. We'll do these. I see some really good possibilities. Oh, that one does not count. It landed on the edge. Three. Warehouse is a setup. My gosh, this is all a trap. So the warehouse was a setup. And Seagal's thinking to himself, this is all too convenient. But how does Seagal know it's set up? Does he have prior knowledge? Does someone shout it out? How does Seagal find out it was a setup? Let's see what the Oracle says here. He finds a hidden camera. Yeah, this is really throwing the Oracle into a real deep thought here. All right, this is how Seagal finds out. He finds a hidden camera. All right, so while he's surrounded, it is a so the prior response is more in the narrative, but Seagal now concludes he sees a hidden camera, but behind what? Let's see. Let's just type in the image here to see what the camera exactly looks like. Finds a hidden. He sees a hidden camera. So I'll put an exclamation mark on that. The warehouse situation was a setup. So right now we have Seagal. He's in the warehouse, surrounded by a bunch of heavily armed assassins, uh, with a bunch of boxed, legally traded, and I'm not too sure what to make of that. It looks like like a an old school 2000s MP3 player tied to Seagal. The camera, no. Okay, we're going to ignore that. The location of the hidden camera. It's trying to be funny. I think that Seagal has a built-in as a camera on his mouth. That it wouldn't matter because we never understand what he says, anyways. All right, let's just roll for d6 to see where the camera is located. Six. Disguised as a bolt on a machine. Okay, so he sees. Let's say that the what do you call those cash counters? Um, it's on hidden on a money counter, just a cash counter. I think that's what it's called, cash counter. Let's see. Hidden camera. The hidden camera is on a cash counter image. Let's see what it looks like in the Oracle's eyes. So Seagal suddenly sees that in the corner of his vision on a table that there is a cash counter just with cash spread, across the tabletop, part halfway done through being counted by the assassins. Um, a flashing red light, because that's just how cameras work. He sees the camera. The camera has a flashing red light. It's very important for the story. Red light. And then what I'm going to do, there it is. So that's kind of what Seagal sees past the assassins. He sees these cameras. Uh, right, let's say right here. It's on this old little dot matrix printer or whatever. And they're all ignoring Seagal. They're not too worried about it. Um, they think the assassins have it handled. Seagal's going to tell them. Let's see. Seagal tells the assassins who wants to leave. I should say Seagal mumbles to the assassins who wants to leave first before as a threat. This will be um a this will be a will check. So remember, you have to roll lower than your score. He has a 99, so let's do a D100. Okay. Usually there's a. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have put a D10 in there. There we go. It's my fault. 87. So, yep, we have a successful taunt, and let's see what happens. Seagal mumbles to the assassins, who wants to leave first? Silence, then chaos. I love that one. We'll do D6. Who wants to leave first? So Seagal, write that down. Seagal, let's see, says, who wants to leave first? At this point, I probably don't even need to take notes because I pretty much had the entire conversation in the Oracle. So I'm going to put this book aside. This is really slowing me down. I'm going to put that aside. We have the character sheet. We got the conversation going. I think we'll keep it at that. So our journal is the Oracle. Uh, so we rolled a 4, which is all hesitant calculating. So all of the assassins are standing there. They're not exactly afraid of Seagal, but they're more just trying to figure out what to do next, like who's going to make the first move. So let's roll to see. Let's go into true RPG, solo RPG form, and roll who goes first. Let's say that if I roll less than a 10, um, the assassins go first. If I roll 11 or higher, if I roll a 1 through 10, it's the assassins. If I roll 11 through 20, it's Seagal. It's going to be the assassins. All right, so let's say the assassins attack first. All right, the assassins attack first after they were hesitant. Okay, we're getting an image. We're not getting a list, which is very interesting. The assassins attack first. I think because I didn't tell the Oracle what I when I rolled, I kind of skipped that by mistake. But let's see what happens. All the assassins leap into action. Their attack met with his unwearing readiness. Now he's wearing a suit. Okay. Seagal is going to, let's see. Uh, let's see what Seagal does. Seagal counterattack. We have a shotgun with a shotgun equipped. Let's see if this passes the GPT's policy. It does. Okay. We're gonna roll the d6 as usual to see what happens. 5. Close quarters combat. Shotgun as a club. Okay, so Seagal is going to spin his gun around. He's gonna hold the tail end of it, and then start whipping around. He's gonna start knocking all the nearby assassins to the ground with with perfect dexterity. This will be an attack roll. Let's see, this will be a mix of strength and dexterity. We're going to roll a d20, a d10, and a d100. So the attack is successful, no doubt. Pretty close, actually. It was relatively close for 99. Um, Remember, it is 99, but there is a possibility for 100. So if he does roll 100, he's not successful. We have to roll below for Karen. So he's swinging around his shotgun. He turns a tie to the shotgun, wielding as a club, a testament to his ability. And then let's see. Is Seagal helpful, or is Seagal successful at finishing off all? all the surrounding perps. Let's see. After swinging around his shotgun, we're gonna roll a d6 to see what happens. One. Yes, with ease. Of course he does. He defeats all the alleged assassins surrounding Seagal. So he successfully, uh, single-handedly defeats about a dozen plus highly trained, efficient, in shape assassin extras. Now we're going to see what exactly has happened. The aftermath image of Seagal defeating the entire battalion of minor, cheaply affordable extras. Seagal emerges unscathed and victorious, a testament to his unmatched skill. So there we go. There is a couple of assassins just thinking about their life choices and they're going to leave. So Seagal turns around. He sees that even though there are a few left, and Seagal has some patchy makeup on his face to make it look like he got hurt, but we all know he didn't. They all look at Seagal and they run away. So all the guards leave. All the assassins leave. And now Seagal, why are we here? Let's find out. Why is Seagal at this warehouse? Let's get a setting down because this is the opening scene of his adventure. Investigating crime syndicate. I think we already actually got that. He is investigating. I'm sorry, we do have that. He is investigating crime syndicate. If I have my notes, I would know that. So we know he actually is investigating a crime syndicate. That was our first choice, wasn't it? Let's go back to our digital notes. Do, 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 do. Situation. Okay, we rolled a two. Arm. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was the arm deal. So we defeated the arms. Now, okay, Seagal is looking through the uh boxes of illegal guns. What does he find? Choices. I'm gonna put choices just to skip an image because we this was a mistake response. Interesting. All right, let's roll d6. Five. A rare antique firearm. Okay, so we're gonna put five. He finds a rare antique firearm in one of the boxes. Seagal is walking victoriously around these boxes, looking for any strange crate that is either open or partially open, and he's ignoring all the typical, semi-automatic weapons, rifles, pistols, Glocks, etc. He finds an antique gun, so it's that's a very antique gun. Uh, he uncovers a rare antique firearm that adds a layer to the historical intrigue to his mission. So while interrupting, uh, okay, so while he is examining this antique weapon, antique, I'm going to put antique firearm in our inventory. So I'm going to add this to our uh, item list, and let's get this. Let's see. We'll figure out if it works later. We're going to add it to our list just for now. Something happens. So while he's examining the antique weapon, something happens. Warehouse lights flicker, go out, suddenly attacked by a hidden assassin. Uh-oh. Okay, so it could be a whole new twist here. And we're currently at 24 minutes. Roll a d6 to see what happens. Okay, well, why the warehouse lights flicker and the lights go out. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So while Seagal is examining the antique um, firearm, the lights start to flicker. He looks up, like not really he doesn't really tilt his head up. He just kind of his eyes look up, like he's used to this. It's nothing new, but it's just like he looks up just to see what happened, and the lights just go out, and he hears scuffling around, maybe some footsteps. We'll see what we get on the image. Uh, and then after the image, we're going to uh, there we go. So Seagal is looking at the firearm, which is now a pistol, apparently. Actually, that's a Magnum, and I think. And then there's a guy over here. We have Indiana Jones looking at him. And darkness engulfs, setting the stage for a new unseen challenge. All right, so while the lights go out, what happens next? All right, so this we're gonna figure out what happens now. Whispering voice approaches, gun emits a faint glow. Okay, so we're kind of hitting fantasy realm here. D6. Okay, we'll go with that. Whispering voice approaches. So suddenly, Seagal, the lights are out, and he still feels holding the firearm in his hand. He hears a whisper from his left, and he's looking around to see if he can see anything. Now let's go ahead and see how the GPT can, the Oracle can generate an image of a whispering voice approaching. I'm thinking that this voice is going to be either, well, we're going to ask what this voice is, or who is speaking to Seagal, or if it's like a ghost or disembodied. Oh, it looks like it's a whole. Seagal surrounded by whispering shadows. A test of his resolve. So more interesting. Okay, so a group of shadowy uh, figures approach Seagal. Who are they? Let's say Seagal uh, mumbles to them, and who are you all supposed to be? Is this his reinforcements from his special forces retired team? Let's see. D6, we're gonna roll. You know what? Let's do it again. I'm getting tired of these D1s. There we go. D5. A cult following the antique what? Oh my God, that is perfect. I love that. It is amazing. It's a cult that are following this antique firearm, and Seagal has coincidentally acquired it, and now it's in Seagal's hands, and now he has a cult on his tail. Um, at this very point in the story. This is absolutely fascinating. I love this part. This is good. So Seagal, after defeating a bunch of assassins, he finds an antique firearm, coincidentally in a crate, and now the lights flicker, and there's a colt on his tail that are seeking to acquire the ancient weapon. So even though it looks like it's an ancient weapon from the Civil War era, this really does, and I like how the actual AI tried to hand that text. Now, just a side critique, the text is getting better, but there still are spelling errors. And who is you, AU all supposed to be? So it's getting better. I will say that. Um, that is one critique of ChatGPT that I've noticed is getting better. Because before in the past, when I was first doing these oracles, the images were fantastic. Like these things look amazing, but the text, they were dreadful. But obviously, I see that they're working on them behind the scenes. Okay, so uh, the cult says that they're there. Um, let's see. What does the cult say about the antique firearm? Let's see why they're there. Like, I'm not going to assume they attack, but they're there to talk, perhaps. Let's roll d6. I'm getting tired of these ones. I feel like I probably just roll physical dice. 6. Okay, so destined for chosen protector. Okay, so 6. We're destined to be a chosen protector. So the cult is saying that one who finds the antique firearm is destined to be the protector. Now, this leaves two possibilities. In typical Seagal fashion, the protector could be an enemy of the cult, or it could be a potential ally of the cult, like a leader of the cult. But Seagal doesn't, Seagal flies solo in his life. Uh, oh, it does have text. The weapon, the weapor, is not a weapon of your med. It's antique blah blah blah. Okay, the cult imbues the firearm, antique firearm with a destiny, proclaiming Seagal as the chosen protector, foretold in ancient lore, a twist of fate. Okay, so now Seagal is looking at the firearm as this cult surrounds him. Well, okay, let's say Seagal asks the cult who are they or what they call themselves. This is getting more intriguing than the actual Seagal movie, which is probably not a good thing. Um, all right, so we have six choices. I'm gonna get my physical dice because I'm getting tired of these virtual rolls. Let me get my dice. Let's see. I have them right here. I know you guys can't see it, but you'll just have to trust me. Um, just getting my dice here on the sidelines. Well, D6. Okay, I'm going to roll a D6. Might as well just keep it handy the entire time for the adventure. I'm going to roll it here. Six. Okay, it's pretty much what I rolled in the digital one. All right, so six. The sect of hidden philosophy. Sorry, the sect of hidden prophecy. All right, we're going to do six, just so I know for my notes. So again, this is kind of our journal too. No, they explain that they are called the sect, if I'm saying that right, the sect of hidden prophecy. One of the figures, the hooded figures, say that to Seagal, and I'm going to say that the lights start to flicker on a bit, but we'll wait to the image to see who is saying this and what they look like specifically. Um, so why again, we're going to write because we can kind of we can twist the story around ourselves with the responses. And now they're sitting around a campfire. That's nice. It's story time. And they're all the sect of hidden prophecy reveals themselves as Grawl, casting him into the light of destiny, long foretold, a moment charged with solemnity. I can't pronounce that. And ancient purpose. Solemnity? I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that. That's rather embarrassing, but that's okay. Let's say the lights start to flicker on. What happens? Oops, happens to the cult? They're obviously not a threat. Solemnity? Vanish into the air. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, physical dice. I'm gonna roll for it. And we rolled a two. They blend back into the shadows. I think that's perfectly suitable. So that actually is pretty much by the code of a cult. They blend back into the shadows. So while they reveal to Seagal that he is the chosen one, with the antique firearm now, this is a so this gun is a special. I'm going to call it a special, and it's creating the image. After this, I'm going to say, Seagal, uh, if there's a way out of here. As light returns, the sect of hidden prophecy merges within the shadows. That's pretty cool. They look like a bunch of zombies, leaving Seagal in a sudden empty warehouse, pondering the mystery of their disappearance. So, okay, now this is the opening of the movie. Scene change. Where is Seagal now after taking the mysterious, mysterious weapon? And this will be our last response for this episode. Let's roll d6. I got my dice here. Five. Okay, so five. Private investigative. Okay, interesting. Maybe he's talking to someone. He's talking to someone about what he found. Maybe he's talking to an old friend who has better knowledge of this. Even though Seagal knows all, he's omniscient. Uh, omniscient. Uh, he still wants to talk to a friend. You know, he likes to talk to people. That gives him a reason to exist in his movies to keep moving. So this will be our last response. We'll see where we leave off here. All right, Dudley Mysteries of Firearm. He's in a private investigator's office. So maybe this is not someone he's talking to. He's in his office. This is Seagal's office. So this is where we left off. This is where we were going to leave off. And we're going to conclude this very messy and hilariously fun episode one of Seagal's Quest. So, I will also be sure to save the character sheet so we can update the changes that we made. But as always, thank you everybody for following me on Seagal's Quest on 830 RPG, and I'll see you guys next time.